here's a few things that you need to know before you buy, better yet, before you fly the Mavic Mini. Welcome to the Mavic Mini Beginner's Guide. My name is Xavier, also known as Drone X Factor. I am a drone enthusiast, hobbyist, as well as a commercial drone operator. Welcome to my channel. This video is for beginner drone operators, people who've never flown a drone before, thinking about owning or purchasing their first drone, or just drone enthusiasts, people who love drones and the technology in general. If you're a power hungry specs kind of guy, then this video is probably not for you and will only piss you off. By now, you've probably seen all the initial hype videos with the DJI Mavic Mini, and you've probably pre-ordered or at least thinking about pre-ordering the drone by now. The first thing that you need to do is update your Mavic Mini. Once your drone is updated, it will warn you if you are in any restricted areas or close to any restricted areas, and if you are in a really sensitive area, it will prevent you from taking off. And that's the beauty of updating. The drone has all the technology built in to tell you where you can fly, where you can't fly, and it'll do all of that stuff for you. And you can focus on flying and getting some cool pictures and videos to share with your friends and family. If you are the type of person that likes to dig deep, I will leave some links to resources where you can find out more about the apps that you can use to tell you where you can fly and where you can't fly, and how to use these apps as well. So be sure to check the description section if you like to dig deep and know all there is to know before you fly. Now, on your first flight, I strongly recommend you look for a big, very big open area to fly with no trees or obstructions or obstacles or anything to block you, because Mavic Mini does not have any sensors. And I know that this may seem like a huge disadvantage in today's industry, where almost all drones are coming with sensors now that will prevent you from crashing into things. My suggestion is don't focus too much on that, because as a beginner, you would want to learn to fly and handle your drone properly. Initially, don't even focus on the screen or what's on your phone. Focus on the sticks. Focus on learning the sticks and what each movement does. Very important. For example, your left stick on your controller is up, down, spin around. Up, down, spin around. Simple things like that. Learn the right stick. And then guess what? Learn to use both sticks. The left stick in conjunction with the right stick. Sounds like a lot? I know, it's going to take some time. When you get to the point where you can control the drone without looking down at your controller or at your sticks, you're in a very good place. Still seems like a little too much. I'll make some videos that show you how to operate and learn the sticks and the controls, and then how to focus on the screen while flying. So I'll be right here for you. And there's always quick shots just by tapping a button or two. So it's a great way to get some really cool shots to share with your family and friends from day one when you get your drone without having to learn to fly. So make sure you take advantage of those quick shots. Speaking of shots, by now you should probably know that Mavic Mini has a very well capable camera. It shoots 2.7K, and if you don't know what that means, well, that's not even a big deal. I recommend that you shoot and you start off shooting in 1080p. So when you get your drone, go to your app and set the camera to 1080p if you're now starting off. On top of that, shooting at 2.7K, which is a heavier resolution, might not work well with your computer. Or it might. If you're coming from a film or video background, photography background, then more than likely your PC or your Mac will be able to handle 2.7K. But if you're not, you're just a beginner, you don't even have a PC or a Mac, you're using your smartphone, or you're not sure if your PC or Mac can even handle it, start off with 1080p and you won't have any problems, because most PCs and Macs these days can handle 1080p. I do want to touch on the new app that you need to download to fly the drone that will be available on the day the drone is released. That app is probably one of the best decisions that this drone manufacturer has made, because as a beginner now getting into the hobby, the original app that most of the DJI drones are flown with can be very confusing and very overwhelming. So with this new DJI app, you can literally open it right up, start touching a few buttons, navigating your way around, and within 10-15 minutes, as simple as that, you can be familiar with it. So go right ahead, knock yourself out, and play with the app. My only main suggestion for beginners when using the app for the first time is to make sure that your plus minus on your exposure is 0. Because if it's +1, +2, +3, and it's going higher, that means your picture can be a little too bright and you might not be able to see the sky and the details in the sky, because the sky might get very, very white. You might not be able to see the faint blue and the clouds and the outlines because you're too high in the plus area. And if you go into the -1, -2, -3, then you might not be able to see or recognize the trees and the stuff on the ground because it's just going to be too dark and you might only be able to recognize the sky. So try to keep things, when you're starting out, at a good balance, and you're pretty much guaranteed a very solid shot as a beginner. Most importantly, guys, the best way to get into drones, the best way to get better at drones is to fly, fly, fly. As a beginner, I recommend that the best thing you can do is just fly. Go to a big open area and just fly your drone. One of the biggest problems that beginners' drones of the past has always been crippled with or suffering from is low flight time. And that means as a beginner, from the time you take off and you're trying to get the hang of your drone, it's time to return back home. It's time to come back and land and switch the battery. And then by the time you go up back again and you're now getting the hang of things, it's time to come on back. With the Mavic Mini, you don't have to worry about all of that. I do highly recommend that you get the Fly More combo because it comes with 3 batteries. At 20 plus minutes each, you can get a lot of flying. You will get time to not only fly, but you'll get time to explore your surroundings, fly, and to, just practice and get a hang of the drone. And that's what you really want as a beginner. I'll leave links in the description below to both the Fly More combo and just the basic drone package, just in case you're ready to pull the trigger and start flying. Also, these links will be linked to tax-free purchases, so you don't have to pay taxes if you live, you're ordering from one of these links in the United States of America, and that means that it will be either $3.99 flat or $4.99 flat that you will be paying. Also, when you go to checkout, you'll see there's an option for Affirm financing. I clicked on that Affirm financing. You should click on it and check it out too. They don't do a hard check on your credit, and just for $400 or $500 you can get up to a 12-month payment plan, and that means that your Mavic Mini can cost you about $45 or $50 a month for the next 12 months to own this drone. It doesn't get cheaper than that. Lastly, I also recommend that you buy the DJI insurance. It's called DJI Care. I highly recommend it because it's only $35 for this drone insurance, and just in case you crash, you pay a small deductible, you send your drone back to them, they'll fix it and send it right back to you so you can keep on flying. So be sure to check out the insurance policy, especially if you're new and you're kind of an aggressive person like I was aggressive when I was learning to fly. There has never been a better time to buy a drone or to get into this hobby because of this new release, because of the DJI Mavic Mini. When I was learning to fly, and I know, sound like one of those older guys talking about when I was back in my days, when I did, yeah, there was no such thing as sensors, and the drones that did start having sensors were really expensive. With the DJI Mavic Mini and the price point of this drone, I feel like you really cannot go wrong as a beginner. You get more than enough power that you can handle. This drone is very well capable. It's absolutely not even a toy or in the toy spectrum. You get that awesome battery life. You don't have to worry about registration and none of these things. Guys, there isn't a better time to buy and try drones. If you have any further questions or any specific videos you'd like to see me make about the Mavic Mini once I get my hands on it, just shoot a comment or reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and let me know. If there's anything else that I can help you with along the way when you do receive your Mavic Mini, feel free to reach out to me as well. I'll be happy to help you with anything you need. Last but not least, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell so you can get notified when I release more Mavic Mini videos. Do leave me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. And don't forget, guys, happy flying, and most importantly, use your common sense when you do have this drone, and fly safely. Still giving away 6 DJI Mavic 2 Pros or Zooms. Head over to my Patreon account, donate $1, become a patron, and automatically you're entered to win a chance to win one of 6 of those drones. Guys, let's make this happen. Come on, support me and help me support you.